PIP fractures, this middle knuckle right here, can be really frustrating, and PIPs can become really stiff after a fracture. So I'm going to share with you my top 3 exercises for a PIP fracture. My name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist, and here are my top 3 that I always tell my own patients, right? So number 1, the best exercise for this middle knuckle is to make it as straight as possible, right? So I know that all you want to do is be able to make a fist and be able to bend it as much as possible. Before you can bend it, you want to make it straight. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what straight looks like. This is your proximal phalanx. So this is bone number 1. It's quite long, right? So from the back, from the side here, I'm going to draw this knuckle right here. This is this bone, and then the next bone is actually quite small. This is one of the reasons why getting this little knuckle is so frustrating. So the way you want to make sure that this gets as straight as possible is you want to put your finger underneath this long bone and then underneath this little short bone, and using your thumb, you want to straighten that knuckle out as much as possible, right? In order to make this knuckle bend, the best exercise you can do is actually straighten it, stretch it to be straight, right? Just hold that stretch. You want to get it as straight as possible. After working to get it straight, the next best thing is to actually bend it down as much as possible. So you want to hold this big knuckle. So this is your MP knuckle, this is your PIP, and this is your DIP. Or I like to call it your big knuckle, your middle knuckle, and your little knuckle. You're gonna hold that big knuckle, and then you want to see this crease right here. I'm gonna like pinpoint this crease right here. You want your finger to be right underneath that crease. You have to get it out of the way. If it's up on that crease, you're blocking yourself from bending. So if you slide your finger down, you're going to give yourself room. But you want to hold this big knuckle straight, and you're going to bend it down as much as possible. This is actually called a blocking exercise. And what you want to do is you want to do several of these. I normally use 10. It's just an easy number to remember, right? So the first exercise, best exercise, I promise. This is what I do with all of my patients. I work to get this middle knuckle, this PIP, as straight as possible. It's probably the number 1 thing that I tell my patients all the time. In order to get your finger to bend and straight and to get rid of the pain and the swelling, this knuckle has to go straight. So number 1 exercise is to straighten it up as much as possible. Number 2 exercise is to hold this big knuckle and then to curl it down as much as possible, right? Curl it down as much as possible. The third most important exercise is to help to keep this middle knuckle going straight. And the reason why that one is so important is because that tendon, the thing that moves that knuckle, is so small. It doesn't have big muscles to help it. So that's the problem with the injuries to the hand, right? Everything is so small that you require like technical movements, not just big movements. Don't compare it to like, well, I hurt my hip and my knee and my elbow and my shoulder and I got it moving. Well, the muscles and the tendons and stuff like that in the hand are a little bit more complex. They just don't have like big muscles moving it. So this is the exercise number 3 that I teach my patients. These are the best exercises. They can be a little hard to do, but watch where I put my thumb and my fingers, and this can help you. Put my thumb right in my palm, and then I wrap my fingers around. Just relax your fingers, and you're going to make your knuckle as straight as possible. So you're pushing it up into your fingers, right? So it's just real nice and easy, but basically you're trying to get that tendon to move. That's called a reverse block exercise. It's the opposite of bending. You're going to control it, and then you're going to push up against it. Those are the best 3 exercises after a PIP fracture. If you're suffering with a PIP fracture, these fractures can be really, how do you call it, stubborn, because they get stiff really fast. They're hard to move. The natural attitude of your hand is to actually have a natural bend in your fingers. You're never going around touching things like this. So they naturally have a bend in the fingers. They get really stiff really fast. So even though you might try those exercises on your own, it would help you a lot to get better progress and know what's possible for you when you go and you look for a certified hand therapist in your area that can really look at your hand and say, "Oh, this is what you need to work on, and let me get you a plan so you can know, like, by 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, where you should be." All right, but try those 3 exercises out. You can leave me a comment below if they've helped you, if you're still struggling, what other questions do you have? That way it can help me make more videos for you that can help you after hand injuries. My name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist. We do have a location in Miami, but if you're not in the Miami area, then find an experienced hand therapist or certified hand therapist in your area to help you. If you're in Miami, the link for my clinic is below, and you can find out more how to work with us. Again, if you like videos like this and this helped you, click the like button and subscribe. See you next time.